Colonial Voices, Hear Them Speak, written by Kay Winters, illustrated by Larry Day. Errand Boy. Today is December 16th, 1773. Boston is about to explode. I'm Ethan, paperboy for the printer, messenger, wood chopper, runner of errands. My mother died when I was born, my father drowned at sea. Now I sleep above the print shop, live by my wits. No one times my comings and goings. Errand boys, like servants, are almost invisible. It's a good cloak to wear. I keep my eyes and ears alert, and trouble's brewing. The Dartmouth, the Eleanor, the Beaver, crammed with tea, wait at Griffin's Wharf. Will King George and Parliament have their way? Will their custom men collect the tax? Will the tea companies say who sells the tea? Let them try. The Sons of Liberty are counting on me. Off I go to slip in and out of shops and houses, share the notice about the final meeting at Old South, pass the secret to the patriots, and listen to the tittle-tattle from the loyalists. Midnight is the deadline, when the tea must go or be taxed. What will happen now? I am the printer. My job is to keep folks informed. I write, edit, compose the type, operate the press. When my husband and I opened our small shop, news of the king's birthday, missing cows, runaway slaves filled our paper. How times have changed. I am a widow now, but I keep the press rolling. First Parliament passed the Stamp Act. Then British soldiers occupied our town. Citizens were shot. I told each tale. Now Parliament and King George III have done it again. The terrible Tea Act. Taxes to pay without any say. Unfair, cry the patriots, but what do the loyalists want? And those who are in between. I've done my part, published the paper, printed the notice of today's meeting. Governor Hutchinson is the one who must decide whether the tea ships stay or go. What will the governor do? The big brick oven heats the room until we swelter, but bakes the bread with thickened crusts the townfolk crave. I sift flour into a wooden trough and stir the batch. My apprentice needs 100 pounds, with burly arms and practiced hands. Slowly the dough bubbles and rises, like liberty, I say. Here's Ethan making his rounds. He hands me a notice and shares the secret from the Sons of Liberty. King George may be surprised by what we do, I wink, and give the boy a loaf to feed him on his way. The apprentice sweeps the ashes from the oven floor. I slide new loaves in on my wooden peel, shut the iron door and close the damper. As darkness fades from morning sky, a yeasty smell perfumes the air. A new day, fresh bread for sale. The mistress of the dame school. The kitchen is my schoolroom. When sun is up, the children come to do their lessons. They join my Charlotte, Paul, and baby Benjamin. Abigail and Daniel bring for firewood, part of my pay. Matthew, John, and Hannah have horn books round their necks. I start the day by reading from the Bible. Then we say rhymes to learn the letters A to Z. Paul's face turns red when we all chant, F fool, the idle fool, is whipped at school. Yesterday he poked Daniel during spelling. I didn't whip him, but I made him wear the whispering sticks all afternoon. Who comes? It's Ethan, the news about today. I asked the scholars to repeat the time and place. Back to our books we read aloud. Abigail knows the words. We clap. My heart sings, a special day. Were it not for those 3 tea ships lurking in the harbor, King George does not give up, but nor do we. Shoemaker. Customers crowd my shop, walking wares, soles thin. I never want for work. I measure the length of the foot, whittle the wood last, mark it with my customer's name. 2 pieces of leather to make the upper, 1 for the toe and 1 for the heel. I punch holes in the top for the leather string or silver buckles, then cut and stitch the sole. Left or right I make the same. The wearer switches every day. Sometimes I pull a throbbing tooth from who has an aching mouth, an extra charge, but always I listen as I work. I do not share my views, don't want to lose my customers who differ, but times are changing. This tea tax must not be paid. Meeting today, my teeth are worn from so much clenching. Mayhap the time has come to take a stand. Milliner. I sell the latest fripperies in my shop: lace, fans, hats, velvet shoes, a scarlet cloak, silk flowers, fabric, beaded purses, muffs, and mitts. Ladies look to me for fashion in these troubled times. I can make old look new by dyeing silk from pink to red, or freshen last year's gown by rubbing stains with bread. My ladies ask, "This season will the petticoats show? The shoe buckles twinkle with gems? Are cuffs of lace a nosegay at the waist? What stylish women wear in England or in France?" And once the patriots come to their senses, my customers will sip tea in fragile cups while they chitter-chatter over shapes of skirts. "What did you say? Another meeting at the old house about that tiny tax? I say, pay it! Count your blessings. I prefer the king to a rabble-rousing mob. No meeting for me or of any of my kin. We'll be unpacking pretties for the shop." Basket trader. My ancestors and I were here for many moons before strangers stepped upon our shores. They bring sickness we cannot cure, make promises they do not keep. They turn our trails into roads for carriages and carts, and claim land, plant fields, build cities and towns. They shoot our fowl, catch our fish, stalk our hunting ground, force us to move on. Now they quarrel with each other like warring tribes, and over tea we will not fight their battle. It matters not who wins or loses. Our people have already lost. I do not live in town, but come and go to the tavern to help make soap or candles. I barter willow baskets for kettles, needles, knives. My moccasins walk between two worlds. I pray I will not stumble. Keeper. Since my husband died, I am the mistress of this place. I cannot let my sorrow show. A gloomy landlady loses custom. I smile and take the traveler up the stairs to see the bed he'll share with strangers. My daughter serves the table where guests gather. They toast the king, sit, sup, they share their views. They bring the news from whence they've come. The town folk tarry, read the paper, talk of tea, taxes, and today I won't be there. We should be thankful to get that English tea, I say. Such a tempest. I check the chicken, stir the soup, taste the turnips, prod the cook, clean the counter, plan the menu. My husband taught me well. Cash is what I take for bed and board. Trust is not the innkeeper's friend. Wife. Ethan came to fetch me for the coming of new life. I brew tea for sage and chamomile to calm Mistress Church and her sister, who paces by the bed. 860 babies have I brought forth without mishap, though I mourn the ones I've lost. The father sits at the green dragon plotting with the sons of liberty. The mother moans, it's time. I send the sister for the neighbors to assist me. Hold the mother's hand, say soothing words. The babe tarries just an hour before his head appears. At last the child is come. Matthew, the mother murmurs. I spank his bottom to hear his cry. He blinks his eye against the bright new world. A tiny patriot. What will his future be? My heart fills. My eyes spill. We women gather by the bed and offer thanks. My payment, a yard of ribbon, a baby pig, does not tell the tale of why I am a midwife. Barber wigmaker. In my shop I soap and shave the heads and chins of clients. These days only pirates wear beards. Unlike the blacksmith, my hands keep clean, except when I let blood to cure a fever, or place a leech to ease a blackened eye. Last week the judge stopped to choose his wig. I shaved his head and measured. My journeyman sorted, cleaned, and baked the last of the human hair from London, the best quality to be had. Holding back on English goods is bad for business. Pay the tea tax and move on. But I'll not share my views today with that rowdy crowd. My journeyman combs hair through the hackle. I weave the strands in rows and stitch them to a cap. No goats' or horses' hair for this important sir. The wig's perfumed, then sprinkled well with powder. The judge returns to have his fitting. I place the wig just so. I stop, admire. He looks a proper Englishman. Smith's slave. I was seized in Africa, thrown on a ship, shaken, beaten, branded. When we landed, the captain sold me to the highest bidder. My master is a blacksmith. We make axes, andirons, hinges, hooks, padlocks, pokers, latches, and nails, thousands of nails. I fill the forge, pull the bellows, and stir the coals. The master is old. He needs my muscle. I heat the iron, lift it from the forge. My master strikes and shapes it on the anvil. Men sit in his shop and talk of tea, taxes, liberty, and freedom. Freedom for them, but not for me. I am a slave. I will always be bound. Clockmaker, I hear time passing in my shop. Tick tock, tick tock. Change is in the air. My pendulums click the seconds on grandfather clocks of such quality that only fine gentlemen can buy. The limner has painted the moons that rise and slide with ease as minutes march. Tick tock, tick tock. But some of my clocks, the wag on the walls, have just one hand. They mark the hour for ordinary folk who earn the right to know the time as much as wealthy neighbors. No fancy case to raise the cost, just the face in my well-made works. My weight cords dangle free as we long to be. Here's Ethan. I read the notice and hear the secret about tonight. I fetch a blanket and collect some soot. I'm ready. Change is in the air. The time has come. Smith's apprentice. When my father died, there was no kin to keep me. I apprenticed to the silversmith who had no son. The master vowed to feed me, house me, teach me to read and write. He keeps his word and shows me the secrets of his trade. Till I turn 21, my labors are his due, but I feel like family. He is a patriot with skills so fine the loyalists care not, and I support his cause of public liberty. We will not pay when we've had no say. Tonight we'll make our mark. Ethan shared the notices and spread the secret to those who need to know. We will be heard. I sweep the shop, heat the crucible to melt the coins, watch my master pound his hammers, make silver smooth as silk. Some day I'll be the one to sketch the teapot, etch the picture, turn the handle. My hours are many, my pay is nil, but I learn my craft. I do not curse my fate. I could have been a stable boy who mucks manure. To work with silver is to make shapes that shine. We shut the shop and hurried to the Old South. Son of Liberty, my apprentice and I crowd in the back of the Old South meeting house. Thousands of colonists from Boston town and nearby villages fill every seat and stand on the side, linger in the street, wait to hear the fate of the tea. Tonight our weeks of work will tell the tale. With the governor grant permission for the tea ships to sail back to England, with the cargo still on board? I think not. In Old South, candles are lit against the darkening skies. Sam Adams and Joseph Warren rouse the crowd. Josiah Quincy urges caution. The Dartmouth's owner hurries in at last. His face sags with sorrow news. The governor will not agree. The tea must stay. The tax be paid. Nay, roars the crowd, nay. Sam Adams stands up and pounds the gavel. This meeting can do no more to save the country. War whoops sound. Boston Harbor is a teapot tonight, shouts one. Who knows how tea will mingle with salt water, cries another. To Griffin's Wharf, I shouted. To the wharf, roars the crowd. An errand boy. At last the secret's out. We're standing up to the crown, and I helped make it happen. I run to the blacksmith's shop, streak my face with soot, wrap my blanket like a mohawk, dash to the Dartmouth, and climb aboard. The rain has stopped. Lanterns light the deck. Thunk, splat, the warriors and I split wooden boxes while the captain and his crew stand by. Thunk, splat, we axe the lids, then spill the tea and heave the heavy chest. The tea leaves float. Thousands watch from the wharf. They wait in silence. On British warships docked nearby, no sailor sounds a warning. We are journeymen, apprentices, merchants, who work side by side, speaking out for liberty. We boarded the Dartmouth, the Eleanor, the Beaver, and dumped the tea. Though many loyalists disagreed, the deed is done. We clamber down from the decks and shake our shoes. What a cup of tea we made for the fishes, says a Mohawk. We fall into ranks. Up through town we march, out the range of British guns. As we near the State House, our spirits soar, our steps are brisk. We keep time to the fifer's tune. No harm to our crew or ships, no paying tax on tea, no bowing to the king. We say nay, and held a party, a tea party. What will happen now?